Hi, my name is Brittany Galtney, and this is my persuasive speech. All across the United States, there are millions of Americans who receive welfare at various levels. According to a study done on welfare statistics by Static Brain, 43 million Americans are on welfare and 46.7 million are on food stamps, while another 5.6 million Americans draw unemployment every year. Our government spends around $131.9 billion on welfare, not including food stamps or unemployment. With these numbers, it comes as no surprise that our government is spiraling out of control. As many Americans work hard for their money they earn, the government is trying to find more ways to tax these hard workers and make budgets on the welfare agendas. Anything from cell phones to government-assisted housing is available to those who either cannot work, do not make enough money to live on, or will not work at all. These welfare programs are much needed to help those who cannot help themselves, but there have been changes made to previous welfare laws that should be corrected. It is a true statement that there are those out there who need welfare, many who are children, some who are disabled, as well as the elderly. People with mental illness and some degrees of impairment are needy of this assistance as well. There are also people who have been laid off work or temporarily looking for work who may need some assistance. But why is it that people who do not want to work can just receive a handout when so many others have to work? In 1996, according to the National Association of Social Workers, the new reform required people to work at least 20 hours a week and limited assistance to up to 5 years in a lifetime. This program also meant to cut $55 billion in spending by the year 2002. It is now true that 19.6% of people who are on welfare have been on welfare for over 5 years. Why should hardworking Americans pay such high taxes to for people to earn welfare because they are too lazy or taking advantage of the system to live comfortably? Because the government allows these things to go on. You could say that some encourage the welfare programs. In recent years, there have been new changes to older forms. According to the Washington Post September 6, 2012 article, How Obama Gutted Welfare Reform, the Obama administration has jettisoned the law work requirements, asserting that in the future, no state will be required to follow them. Not only have the work requirements changed, but people are now able to receive welfare longer than previously allowed. Obamacare is the newest healthcare system created by our government. This brings along 21 new taxes on the working class of America. In theory, affordable health care is a great thing, but why should people who do not want to work receive these benefits? I have worked off and on for the past 6 years and never had health insurance because I could not afford it. Now others that have no drive get it via our tax dollars. Not only has the healthcare system been changed, but Social Security is at an all-new low. People are unable to get the money they put into the system until they reach age 70. There's just simply not enough money left, and times have gotten hard. With expenses going up, the Social Security we pay now is paying for previous generations. What happens to us? These are just a few examples of changes in the welfare system. Now we must reverse these changes and tighten up on spending before our economy completely bursts. Let's get back to the basics. Leave the older form work laws in place. Make people do some kind of work for the money they are provided. Community service projects such as cleaning our roads, planting trees, and taking care of our environment are great ways to help the community while earning your welfare checks. Limit the amount one person is eligible for and how long one is able to receive that help. Drug testing should be mandatory in every welfare case. Some scream that it is not fair or costs too much, but people who actually work for a living are given mandatory drug tests. Why not people who receive welfare? As far as expense, the number of people who would lose assistance due to drug use would cut enough spending to cover the testing. Stopping abuse of the system is very imperative to our future of welfare. Create back-to-work programs. They worked before. According to the Welfare Information Organization, in 3 years, millions of Americans have moved from being dependent on welfare to being self-sufficient. Finally, cut unnecessary programs such as free cell phones. If people who work live without cell phones because they cannot afford to pay the bill, anyone can. It is vital that working class Americans, as well as our economy, that welfare reform come in once again, but this time stronger and better than ever. As previously stated, our government should offer welfare and affordable health care to struggling Americans. These options should be offered to those who really need the help, but because people who do not strive to better themselves and make their lives better affect people who cannot help, who need the help to get the help. The current government administration should strive to change our welfare system and save our spiraling economy. In doing so, these welfare programs are much needed to help those who cannot help themselves, but there have been changes made to previous welfare laws that should be corrected. Thank you.